The Flammenwerfer was the most hated weapon of World War II. It didn't just kill soldiers, it turned them into human torches. Allied troops had an unwritten rule. Flamethrower operators get no mercy, no trial, immediate execution. So when American forces captured a German Flammenwerfer operator in April 1945, the firing squad was already forming. Patton arrived just as his men were loading their rifles, and he did something that nearly caused a mutiny. He ordered them to stop. His soldiers were screaming that this Nazi deserved to burn just like he'd burned Americans. But Patton searched the prisoner and found a small notebook hidden in his jacket, filled with American POW locations, guard schedules, and escape routes. The man they were about to execute had spent 8 months as a German resistance spy, deliberately taking the most hated job in the Wehrmacht, because no one would ever suspect a flamethrower man of being a hero. What he'd done saved 47 American POWs from execution. April 1945. Patton's Third Army was pushing deep into Germany. Nothing symbolized the war's brutality more than the Flammenwerfer. The Flammenwerfer 35 could project burning fuel up to 25 meters. Soldiers hit by flamethrower attacks didn't die quickly. They burned alive, screaming. Allied forces hated flamethrower operators with visceral passion. An unwritten rule had developed. Flamethrower men don't get to surrender. They were shot on sight or executed immediately after capture. Sergeant Mike Delaney had lost 3 men to a Flammenwerfer attack 2 weeks earlier. He still heard their screams at night. So when his patrol captured a German soldier carrying a Flammenwerfer 35 near Mühlhausen, his decision was instant. Tie him to that post. Firing squad. Now. The German soldier, young, maybe 23, covered in soot, didn't resist. He raised his hands, repeating in broken English, "I surrender. Please, I surrender." "You should have thought about mercy before you burned my friends alive," Delaney said coldly. Within minutes, the German was tied to a post. 6 soldiers formed a firing line. Delaney was giving final instructions when a jeep engine interrupted him. General Patton had arrived. Patton assessed the situation immediately. A German prisoner tied to a post, 6 soldiers with rifles raised, a Flammenwerfer on the ground. "Sergeant, what's happening here?" Delaney straightened. "Sir, we captured an enemy flamethrower operator. We're carrying out field justice." "Field justice? You mean execution without trial?" "Sir, this Nazi burned Americans alive. He doesn't deserve—" "I'll decide what he deserves, Sergeant. Stand down." The soldiers didn't lower their rifles. Delaney's jaw clenched. "General, with respect, every man here has lost friends to these weapons. I understand, but we are not executioners. Lower your weapons. That's an order." For a terrible moment, no one moved. The soldiers looked at Delaney, not Patton. It was the closest thing to mutiny Patton had witnessed. Then Patton walked directly into the line of fire, positioning himself between the prisoner and the rifles. "If you're going to shoot him, you'll have to shoot through me first." Slowly, reluctantly, the rifles lowered. Patton turned to the German. "Do you speak English?" "Ja. Yes, sir. Some English." "What's your name?" "Feldwebel Lukas Hartmann, sir." "How many Americans have you killed with that weapon?" Hartmann's voice cracked. "None, sir. I never use it. I carry it. I never fire." Delaney stepped forward angrily. "That's a lie. We found you with—" "Sergeant, let him speak," Patton interrupted. "Why would you carry a flamethrower but never use it?" Hartmann took a shaky breath. "Because, sir, I am not Nazi. I am Widerstand. Resistance. I help Americans. I save Americans." The silence was deafening. Patton ordered his MPs to search Hartmann thoroughly. Hidden in a waterproof pouch sewn into his jacket was a small leather notebook. Patton opened it, page after page of handwritten notes in German, with some English words, names, dates, coordinates, guard schedules. Captain Morrison, read this. Morrison took the notebook, eyes widening. Sir, this appears to be detailed intelligence on German POW camps, locations, guard rotations, weak points in security. He looked at Hartmann in shock. You documented all of this? Hartmann nodded. For 8 months. I volunteer for Flammenwerfer duty because nobody suspect. Flamethrower man is hated. Nobody think Flamethrower man is spy, is perfect disguise. Explain, Patton said. Hartmann spoke haltingly. In 1944, I see what Nazis do. Camps, murder. I cannot fight with gun. They kill me. But I can help from inside. I joined Wehrmacht. Volunteer for Flammenwerfer unit. Officers happy. Nobody want that job. I carry weapon but never fire. Every battle I aim away. Waste fuel. Pretend malfunction. Real job is watch, listen, write information. POW camp locations. When American prisoners moved, were escape possible. Morrison was flipping through pages rapidly. Sir, this is intelligence on at least 8 POW camps. Some we've been trying to locate for months. How are you planning to deliver this? Patton asked. I try to reach American lines to surrender with notebook. I know if I carry Flammenwerfer, you find me fast. I know you maybe kill me, but I hope someone search first, find notebook, understand. Delaney was staring at Hartmann with confusion and residual anger. Why should we believe you? Hartmann looked exhausted. In notebook is information about Stalag 7A, American prisoners there. SS planning to execute them in 3 days when camp evacuate. I write guard schedule, weak point and fence, best time for rescue. If you not believe, wait 3 days. 47 Americans die. Patton called intelligence command immediately. Within hours, reconnaissance teams verified Hartmann's information. Every location checked out. Every detail was accurate. The information about Stalag 7A was critical. 47 American POWs were scheduled for evacuation, execution, in 72 hours. Patton assembled a rescue team. Using Hartmann's intelligence about guard positions and fence weak points, American forces raided Stalag 7, 36 hours later. All 47 American POWs were rescued. 0 casualties. When rescued prisoners were debriefed, 3 independently mentioned a German flamethrower, soldier who never seemed to use his weapon, during a camp transfer. He had deliberately caused a fuel leak that disabled his Flammenwerfer, creating confusion that allowed 2 POWs to escape. Hartmann had been telling the truth. Sergeant Delaney requested a private meeting with Hartmann. When they sat across from each other, Delaney struggled for words. I was going to kill you. I wanted to kill you. I understand, Hartmann said quietly. I would want same. Flammenwerfer is evil weapon, but I choose to carry it because evil is best disguise. Nobody look close at monster. Delaney shook his head. You risked your life for 8 months. Why? Hartmann was silent. My brother was in SS. He became monster. I see what Germany become. I cannot stop war. But maybe I save some lives. Maybe that is enough. Epilogue. Lukas Hartmann's intelligence led to the rescue of 47 American POWs from Stalag 7A and provided information that helped liberate 3 additional POW camps in the war's final weeks. After the war, Hartmann was extensively debriefed. His notebook became one of the most valuable pieces of German resistance documentation. 12 former American POWs testified on his behalf. Hartmann emigrated to the United States in 1949. settling in Ohio as a machinist. He never sought recognition and rarely spoke about his wartime activities. In 1987, former POW James Peterson tracked down Hartmann and convinced him to attend a veterans reunion. 42 years after the war, Hartmann met 7 of the 47 men he had helped rescue. Colonel Richard Hayes said, "You carried the most hated weapon of the war and used it as a shield to save our lives. That's courage." Hartmann died in 2001 at age 79. At his funeral, 17 American veterans attended, men alive because a German soldier chose to carry terror and never use it. Sergeant Mike Delaney, seconds away from executing Hartmann, gave the eulogy. "I almost killed a hero because I couldn't see past the weapon. General Patton taught me that courage sometimes looks like the enemy. Lukas Hartmann saved 47 lives by becoming what we hated most. That's a debt we can never repay." The Flammenwerfer. 35 Hartmann carried, never once fired at an enemy, is now in the National World War II Museum. Next to it is his notebook, open to the Stalag 7A page. The placard reads, "The weapon of a hero who chose to carry terror but never unleash it. Sometimes courage means becoming what everyone fears so you can save the people everyone's forgotten."